Hey everyone, it's Chris with the Journeyer, and today I am with the Priority Brilliant L Train. And this is a bike that I've had now for about a year, and this is a 2022 model and a limited edition model. This has the very Perry color to it. This was Pantone's color of the year last year, and that's kind of something neat that Priority does with the L Train each year is offer a limited edition. This year is called Hudson Whiskey, and I was looking at that online, and it's pretty cool looking. So it kind of feels like you're getting a kind of a collector's edition bike if you go for that limited edition option. And then they also do have their standard colors, which is kind of neat. Of course, with Priority's bikes, their claim to fame is just being very low maintenance. You get these internally geared hubs with it. This has the 7-speed Shimano Nexus, and then you're also getting that Gates belt drive, so no chain to worry about maintaining and no derailleur to fiddle around with and do constant adjustments on it. So that's why I chose it, because it just is so low maintenance. Also, you got this chromoly steel frame, which is great, has very good dampening quality, very good for city riding. Not only is it strong, but it really just reduces a lot of the vibrations when you are riding over bumpier roads. And I've also discovered it's very good on gravel too. And the L Train is available in two different models. You can get a V-brake option, which is what I have, and it's going to give you the 7-speed. You're going to get your gear range about 245%, so that's kind of your range from low to high. And this is pretty good, up to about like 3 or 4% grade. It handles the hills just fine. And you also get kind of a weight savings with that V-brake. It's 3 pounds lighter than the disc brake version. With the disc brake, you're going to be getting an 8-speed and a gear range of about 307%. So if you're in a hillier area, I would recommend go ahead and getting that 8-speed. And you're also getting hydraulic disc brakes, so that's going to give you a bike that's even more low maintenance. So you're not going to have to mess around adjusting cables or anything like that. So very low maintenance, which makes it great for a lot of people who just don't want to mess around repairing a bike or maintaining a bike constantly. Again, the ride quality on this is just really good. If you haven't ridden a steel frame bike in a while, I would not worry about how the ride quality is going to be on this. I was really kind of surprised myself. I thought it was going to be a much rougher ride because it's been such a long time since I've ridden a bike like this. But very good, much better than an aluminum frame would be at reducing those vibrations, especially, again, if you're on bumpier roads, which most of us are. If you're in the Midwest or the Northeast, you're going to want a good quality frame that's going to be able to handle those bumpier conditions. Something else I found this bike is very good at is just gravel riding. And I've kind of gotten into gravel riding lately, so I took this on some gravel roads, and wow, it is a good on that. And I can see why a lot of gravel bikes do use these chromoly steel frames. Just, again, such a good dampening quality. Going over the gravel, it almost kind of feels like it floats in a way. And again, just and the weight of this bike, because it is a little bit heavier, it just kind of plows through the gravel too. So it's not getting kind of tossed around or jostled around as like a lighter weight bike would. In fact, my plans are to turn this into a gravel bike now that I know that it's so good on gravel. And I'm looking at some different tires. This is from Specialized. This is called the Pathfinder Sport, and it has this kind of smoother center to it, so it's going to have still very good efficiency on pavement. But then you have the knobbier edges, which is going to give you better traction when you're on looser soils, gravel, dirt, whatnot. So that's kind of my plans for it. I want to turn this into a little gravel bike, and I think it's going to be fantastic at that. Now, as the bike comes, it comes with 32 millimeter width tires, your standard 700C wheel size, so very ideal for city riding, and plenty of comfort. I really have no issues with that, going over curbs, going up and down sidewalks. It's very comfortable, so I really don't feel the need to change the tire size because of that, mostly just because I want to go on some gravel. So you really don't need to make any changes if you don't want to. Now, I really didn't know what to expect with the internally geared hub or the Gates belt drive, since this is the first bike that I've ridden that has either. I would say with the belt drive, there's definitely a break-in period. At least there was with this bike. Boy, it was stiff when I first got it. Just pedaling even 10 foot out of my driveway, it was like, ugh. But it does get better over time. I think the belt, after it stretches a little bit, gets much better. And kind of something also neat with these belt drives is that when you are at a dead stop, and you take off, it kind of has like this kind of rubber band effect a little bit. It kind of propels you a little bit, which is kind of cool. Something else that's really cool about the Priority Brilliant L Train is that it is dog approved. A neighborhood dog very much approved of this bike, and in fact couldn't stay away from it. But that was fine. I love dogs. I do love also just the classic styling of this bike. I've got the chrome going on. Definitely reminds me of the bikes of the 80s, so it's kind of got a nostalgic feel to me. The seat I am probably going to change out. It doesn't really fit me too well, but I do love these vegan grips on here. Very comfortable. Again, just love the classic style of this. If you go with the 7-speed, you're going to get that shifter. If you go for the 8-speed, you're going to get a twist shifter, so it's going to be a little bit different. But again, I just really happy with the bike, and I didn't know what to expect, honestly, when I got it, and that's why I did get it, because I wanted to just experience a bike like this with that internally geared hub and the Gates belt drive, and I'm not sorry that I did. Although, again, in the beginning, it was a little rough just because it was just so stiff, that belt was. And it's also different when you're shifting these bikes because, unlike your regular bicycles where you're pedaling when you're shifting gears, this you want to kind of lay off the pedaling a little bit. Because if you don't, it's not going to shift very well. You might kind of be skipping some gears. But once you kind of get a hang of it, you're really going to like the fact that you can shift this just at a dead stop. And I think if you are looking at the L-Train, considering this bike, what it's really good at is just that very strong frame. That steel frame is going to last probably longer than any of us will. Again, very good dampening quality. Very few vibrations in this bike. It's not a jarring bike to ride. If you are looking for a bike that can handle pavement and gravel, this bike's going to be able to do that. So it's a versatile bike. And I also just love, again, the classic styling of this and the fact that you can get limited editions each year. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of has its own flavor, its own style to it. And Priority is just very good as a company as well. And you see here you also do get several mounting points, and they do include the bolts, so you're not going to be fishing around in the hardware store trying to find bolts to fit the bike. So you can add fenders to this and racks, front and rear racks, and Priority does sell those. Or you can choose third-party products if you prefer. So you can really haul quite a bit on this. So this has got a lot of utility to this bike for taking it on gravel or taking it, on city streets and hauling stuff with it. One thing that I would complain about is just the position of the kickstand. You do get that pedal lock with this, so when you are moving the bike backwards, that pedal will strike that the kickstand, which is a little bit annoying, but that's really my only complaint of it. So overall, I'm really happy with the bike. I think this is one that's going to last a long time, one that I'm not going to have to worry about. And again, I am going to be turning this into a gravel bike, so you want to kind of tune back in because I do plan on changing the tires out. And I'll kind of update you on that and how that goes. And I'll take it on some rail trails and we'll see how it handles all that. But overall, very happy with it. And I'm happy with the Priority as a company. I think it's a very good company, very good customer service, and highly recommended. Check it out.